Hello, it's Pixie doing another video. They get drowned out with rock music. A bit of oriental metal. Might as well promote it. So I've just done my some heartful yoga, and yeah, it's a good session. I haven't eaten for over 24 hours. I'm really getting into, I think the OMAD, I'm starting to conquer it basically. Body's adapting, it's using its own body fats and stuff like that. So it's much more effective at processing stuff. So it's, you know what, there's sometimes a word will drop on your head, but basically you recycle your dead cells and your body starts reusing its own tissues as well, so it's doing a lot of that. My eyes are a bit more brighter, my skin feels a bit better, more focused, and so with the Raja Yoga, the other application I've been doing, now I can sense where my heart is neurologically. I can sense like the pressure, so it's like you're tuning into a massive neural network, and I have the same with the heart now. It's a bit like, you know, when you get heartburn, you might get that. So it's not from the fasting, but it's something you tune into. You can feel the sensation that's a lot wider there. So I've got more of that going on. And with the fasting, I'm trying to tune into the stomach now. So by the heart, using the heart as the hub, and then attach into the different neural networks. So if I can touch my stomach, I can try to expand and sense that. And also has a lot of emotional stuff as well. So my organs are clearing of all emotional toxicity, basically, just removal of emotions. Like the liver, there's a lot of anger. It gives you a lot of power when you want it, but you don't really want an angry liver. It's more like, it's just like the iron inside you and stuff. And yeah, so I think it's just kind of developing that side of things, which is important. I did do a technique I may have mentioned about before, and it was a dog. The dog kept on trying to sort of, it was just like lay next to me and all this other stuff, this dog. So I was stroking it, but I put my hand on its back, and I decided to connect my heart to its heart. It had a lot of energy in it, I tell you, but it's like a battery. You see why owners and people live longer with animals, because they actually produce a lot of energy, so you can sort of tap into that. It's not that you want to vampire them, or do a bit of vamping on them. It's like it's a soul drain, as the technique is. You can do it on other people though. You know, people do it anyway. If someone's got a lot of energy and people dig that vibe or feel that vibe, they're tuning into it, and then they might draw that energy in. It depends on the type of person. So some people emotionally drain you, and that's that kind of vibe of that energy. So definitely. Got some other sort of things I'm working on as well. I'm still got a strong connection to this Kali Ra, or Kali Shenra. So yeah, it's like a manifestation of the psychic mind, really, and it's an interesting stuff, definitely. So I saw some techniques, but it's something you do with a partner. So, for instance, you'd hug them, but you tune into your heart and then try to tune into their heart, and you make a sort of psychic connection. And you can do it with the third eye as well. If something's psychic, if someone says they've got the ability to see or sense things, or where I've got pressure here, you basically put your head against their head. And say you sit into a meditation sort of position, or sit in lotus or something like that, and then put your foreheads together, and then just relax and think of something similar, both focus on something. And you're basically putting a strong psychic resonance between you and them, so that improves that connection. There's a few other different points of the body that can be done the same, like you can be back to back and other things, and then just tune in certain energy points of your body, and you can benefit from that. So the heart, the head, you know, stomach, whatever. Lots of people think when you're cuddling, or you know, you're close with a partner, that it's probably just the sexual energy, but it's much more than that. You know, you can connect at all levels there. You know, it's like why people hold hands. I mean, they're creating a kind of psychic bond there. They're holding hands because they consider you a part of them. That's why. they're wanting to bond with themselves. So what they've done is they've adopted your neural network or energy frequency, and that generates a resonant addiction to them, I guess, and some other things can be generated, or it's of a sympathetic relationship between your parasympathetic nervous system and stuff like that. So yeah, so you can basically a bit more in tune. I knocked up a load of colloidal gold today, and with the colloidal gold, I basically, it didn't have any fructose type. It needs that type of the sugar to do this in the process. So I'm using a sodium carbonate, and you put a bit of that, use 2 gold rods, electrolysis of 9 volts, and I put a little bit of maple syrup in it. Originally I put some honey in it, but it didn't do anything, so I left it for hours. Well, the colour of the water hasn't changed or anything, so I left it for a good 8 hours. But since I put the maple syrup in, the colour's kind of over to in the red spectrum. And alright, just check there's a net on the road. I thought for a minute, what's that? Someone's going to try to capture me in my vehicle. So yeah, it worked. But what happened is that you got where the honey was in the water. There was like a section of the mixture I made. It was there, and then the other stuff was floating on top. So you had like a red cloud of colloidal gold on it, and I know it works because when I didn't do it properly with the honey, when I checked the electrodes on the actual gold, it had a reddish tinge on it. So it formed it, but it wouldn't leave the actual electrode. So I just coated it with basically a nanoparticle type of gold. There's another trick you can do. I mean, once you made the mixture, if you think it's a bit too dark, because maybe your voltage wasn't good enough or whatever, you can basically increase that by popping it into the microwave. Obviously not the electrodes and other things attached to it, but bombarding it with the microwave radiation will break up the particles and charge them, and basically excite the particles, cause them to become smaller. And there's your mixture. So I've got a pint of colloidal gold at home I can drink. I had a sip today, but like I say, I haven't eaten for 24 hours. Prior to that, I had 2 meals a day. So, prior I was on OMAD. Yesterday I slipped into 2 meals because I had a breakfast of sorts. I ended up having a korma curry for my breakfast, and I had a stew for my lunch about 12 o'clock. And that was because I was with a client and I bought these 2 food items. I was going to attempt to eat them together, but I thought, well, maybe it might be a bit too heavy to go around a client and eat a massive curry in front of her, and then wolf down a stew. The stew was really nice, to be honest, because it had white wine in it, so it's fine. So at the moment my brain's on fire. As you can see, it's a bit more sharper and quicker, and that's probably a combination of the gold and getting fired up on yoga and all sorts of things, which is all pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of anything else to let you know. So at some point I think I'm going to do some work on a book for this new Kali. So it's like the goddess, Kali the goddess, the dark goddess, and then I'll put in some sort of yoga postures or whatever she's showing me, and then the psychic meditation, and possibly to do with tapping into your feminine side and tuning with the masculine as well. There's some other things in there, and that the essence of this Kali, which is she's a chaos god in essence, because Kali come from an older time. So chaos gods existed when there wasn't really the age of man wasn't about law and order, and they existed in the elemental spectrum of interaction, and then the consciousness of emotional values and stuff came into it, because basically you don't always do the right thing if you're kind of in this chaotic soup, and that's the impact of that, really. So these other essence or other consciousnesses existed that were more primal. So it's a bit like you know, Lucifer, Satan, all these other things where there was maybe a power shift. And I mean, they're just different names. So they've just established themselves as kind of independent, that's what it is, factions of consciousness. And so they're seen as the, like a nemesis or whatever to the collective. But they're not really, they're basically, you need resistance in order to create change and interaction between the changes. So, which is quite important. And we do it on our own mind. Our own mind has you know, has things that can conflict against us, but we use that conflict to develop us a more deeper understanding and develop ourselves. So I think that's quite important with regards to that. So this is Pixie signing off. It feels like there's another consciousness with me at the same time. So it could be that I've basically connected to the other people in the group and spiritually connected with them. Who knows? It can go quite deep, really, when we get into that stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's me signing off. Have a great day and speak to you soon.